careful. If you meet a man that has never checked you about the way you talk, if you meet a man that's never checked you about how you wear your hair, what you wear out in public, how you carry yourself as a woman when you're out, that man doesn't have the wisdom to lead you. See, some men lead with money, but ladies, you have to be taught discipline, get self-respect, to always better yourself as life continues to grow.
I had a nightmare girlfriend that would want to go outside with her jeans so low their ass crack would be showing. And I'm like, yo, like, can you not do that? You're gonna attract a certain amount of attention.
Thank you, sir.
Which will be negative.
Yes.
And then I'll be caught in that situation.
Yes, right.
Now I'm gonna have to fight some dude because of the way you're dressed, because you're not dressing in a respectful manner with a man. But there's also been other women that said, listen, this outfit's not appropriate.
Yeah, and they respect it.
They respect it.
Yep.
The way to handle boundaries as a man is you don't sit there and beg her to listen to you. And you don't sit there and be like, if you can't do that, you see her own choices and you decide if it is an appropriate selection for you to be with this woman. You don't force her to change. You allow her to live how she wants to live, and then you let her know what you prefer. And give her time, but if she decides this is not how she wants to live, instead of being like, well, we got to do this, you got to listen to me, I'm the man, I'm this, you just say, okay, fair enough, I totally want you to live the life you want, but it's not compatible with the values and boundaries I have. Instead, what they do is they stay there, get really controlling, really aggressive, and be like, you need to listen to me, but in that moment, she learns you don't have a willingness to walk away. She learns it, and that is something you never want to teach man or woman. You don't want to teach anybody that you have no willingness to walk away. Instead, what you want to teach them is the relationship means something to you. You want to protect this relationship through boundaries, and you want them to meet you in the middle with that. If they do that, fantastic. If they choose not to, the goal is not to be with you. The goal is to have a good relationship. If you don't want this, we're not going to have a good relationship. So no worries. I wish you the best. The toxicity comes from the inability to walk away.
A controlling man will say, you can't go to the clubs. I forbid it. You're not allowed to go to the clubs. Okay? That's being domineering. That's being controlling. But a guy with a dominant masculine presence sets a boundary, a very clear boundary, but it's up to her. He says, I am not in relationships with women that go to clubs with their single friends. Right? That's saying, I don't do this. Okay? You could go do it, by all means. But you're not welcome in my life if that's something that you choose to do. But that's up to you, okay? Up to you.
Do you know there are two lines men don't want women to cross? Once they're crossed, even the deepest feelings start to fade. The first line, lying. Men aren't afraid of mistakes. They're afraid of feeling like they're being played. When he asks you something, it's usually not because he doesn't know, but because he wants to see if you'll tell the truth. Those deleted messages, last-minute plan changes, and explanations that don't match. Don't assume he didn't notice. He just chooses not to say anything. To men, a lie isn't nothing. It's the first crack. And once trust gets a wrinkle, it never goes back to being smooth. The second line, disrespect. It's not about one argument or one emotional moment. It's the long-term ignoring, belittling, or acting like attention from other men is no big deal. A man's patience can be deep, but his pride doesn't bend. A man who loves you will give you his best, but a man who feels disrespected will quietly walk away. And once he leaves, he rarely turns back. A healthy relationship isn't games, tests, or competition. Be honest, and he'll trust you, respect him, and he'll keep showing up for you. Two people, two efforts. That's what makes a relationship last.
3 boundaries you need to set with every woman you take seriously. You see, the problem with most of you guys is you don't set hard, strict rules for yourself, right? So halfway through your relationship, when you have something that you want to bring up to your woman that doesn't make you feel comfortable, she has no respect for what you have to say. So if you want a successful relationship, these are the 3 boundaries you need to set. Number 1, no guy friends. Now, I'm not talking about co-workers or men that she comes across on her day-to-day. I'm talking about legitimate guy friends who she's texting all the time, telling them about all of her issues, being there for emotional support. Let's just stop the bullshit. We know why the guy friend is there. He's there because at some point, he shot his shot. It didn't work out, so he just sticks around and waits for his opportunity slip through the cracks. And this could be so simply avoided if you just say in the beginning, listen, I don't do the whole guy friend thing, so if that's something that you can't do, we we just won't work out. Number two, the social media boundary. Now, when it comes to social media, bro, your woman should not be posting all of your issues and your personal problems or whatever it is all over her social media. Now, bearing something like super crazy isn't going on, like just day-to-day relationship arguments and things of that nature, keep that off of social media, bro. What it does is it brings in people from the outside that now have access to your relationship. Number three, contact from people in the past. Brother, your woman under no circumstances should ever be communicating with men that she has history with. Not only is it absolutely disrespectful, but you would be surprised what a man from the past can do in the present.
You know, it trips me out when people say they never heard of conversational boundaries. Like, you need conversational boundaries. Let me help you understand this a little bit more. Sometimes we don't have the emotional or the mental capacity to hold conversations with people. Sometimes we don't have the capacity to absorb other people's emotional burdens. Sometimes we cannot do the emotional labor because we have life going on. We're stressed out. We already have our own personal burdens. Or maybe we're just exhausted of listening to the same thing. So sometimes you have to set this boundary with yourself. When it comes to conversations, you got to be willing to communicate your comfort levels. If you know that you're not comfortable having a certain type of conversation, or you're not comfortable hearing the same thing, don't have the conversation. It is absolutely okay for you to let a person know that certain topics of conversations make me uncomfortable. It's also absolutely okay to let people know that I need some space. The reason why sometimes we don't tell people is because our catastrophic thinking turns on and we assume the worst out of a situation. We assume that things are just going to go horrible. The worst than worst case possible scenario is going to happen. Sometimes you have to assume the best. And if the best doesn't play out, oh well. Some things you simply can't control. Relinquish that need to be in control of certain things. If you can no longer be a person's emotional dumping ground, let them know you can't always play unpaid therapist, sugar. They may be upset. They may leave. They may call you out your name. They may have an outburst. Shoot, they may even set a boundary against the boundary that you create. Let them. Okay, you can't control that. That right there is enough for you to see how they feel or if their responses don't align with where you are trying to go in life. Too many people personalize these situations, so when you set a boundary, they take it as a personal attack, and guess what? You cannot control that. That is how they view themselves. There is something within them that is making them react and respond in a way that they are, and you can't do anything about that. It's not like you're setting a boundary to disrespect them. I hope you're not setting a boundary to disrespect them, because if that's the case, then that's a harsh boundary, and that's unhealthy. But in order for you to show up for yourself and for other people, you have to be your most sane self. I hope this gives you all something to work with. I wish you all the best, happy healing, and happy healthy relationship.
Most men just want 4 things from a woman. Number 1, loyalty. I need your undying support. Like, I don't ever want to have to question who team you on, whose side you on. I need you right here. Like, regardless of what's going on, I need you to have my back the way I got yours. Loyalty, I should never have to question that. Number 2, consistent sex. Consistent sex. Don't give me a whole bunch of sex before we get into the relationship. Then we get into the relationship, you want to hit the brakes. You want to hit the pause. No. Don't advertise what you can't sustain. Consistent sex is very important. Number 3, peace. Like, we need peace from you. We dealing with a lot out there in the world every day. It's chaotic. We making hard decisions, problem solving 24/7, even problems that you don't even see, because we taking care of them before they even become a big issue. When we get home and we get to our woman, we need that calm. We need that femininity. We need that relaxing. We need that nurturing. We need that just, you know what I mean? Like, create a peaceful environment for your man. Number 4, gratitude. That man out there working hard every day. Everything you ask for, he give it to you. You need something done, he get it done. The only thing that man want to know is that all that work he doing is not going unappreciated. That you're thankful. That you're grateful for him. That's it. I mean, it's as simple as, hey, baby, I just want to say thank you. I know how hard you're going out there and working for us. I know how, everything you got to deal with, everything you got to juggle to make this household run the way it run, and I appreciate you for that. Most men just want...
Disrespect is often a woman's way of testing your backbone. Not because she hates you, but because she wants to just feel your strength or see how far you'll go. And the only way to do that is when you calmly and confidently enforce your boundary. So the next time she crosses the line, don't shout, don't explain, don't argue. Look her dead in the eye and say, don't speak to me like that. I don't tolerate disrespect. That's it. One sentence, said in a low, grounded tone. No emotion, just facts. If you're in public and she tries to embarrass you, don't react. Wait until you're alone and then say, I don't embarrass you in front of people, and I expect the same. Boom. You just told her who she's dealing with. And if she doubles down, mocks your boundary, or laughs it off, then you've got your answer. That's not a partner, right? That's an emotional liability. But more often than not, if she respects you even a little, she'll adjust. Not because you forced her, but because you commanded it with calm clarity. Key number 2, stop trying to be the nice guy all the time. So I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off. Disrespect is often a woman's way of testing your backbone.
You just said, I don't think I can do that this weekend. And they message you saying, what about Saturday morning just for 30 minutes? You just said, I'm really sorry. I've already committed to an event that night. And they'll message you back and say, well, remember, I helped you with your birthday. Right? They push your boundary. If you've had the courage to state your boundary to a friend or person in your life, and they use that boundary against you, or believe that it's flexible, they're draining your energy. If you said to someone, I can't make it this weekend, and they said, what about Saturday morning? They don't value your boundaries. If you said to someone, hey, I'd really like to keep it private, and they said, hey, can I please bring a couple of friends? They don't respect your boundaries. If you've had the courage to state how you feel and someone sees that as flexible, you've got to recognize that's draining your energy. Because guess what? It already took so much energy for you to be honest. And now you've got to focus again on projecting the truth. That's hard.
What happens with people who have struggled with connections with their parents in their childhood? They either had to earn the love or didn't receive the love, or it was negative or hostile. They seem to think that having to earn or create love in a person and get them to finally love you is normal. They think you have to work at it. They think you have to beg them. They think you have to kind of get them and be patient. But really, people don't respect the person who accepts their unacceptable behavior. So if I'm unacceptable, if I'm disloyal to you and I'm swearing at you and I'm rude to you and you still want to be with me, I automatically don't love you anymore. And the reason for that is because you've shown me I can be my worst and you'll accept it. And I don't want to be my worst. We all want to be our best. I don't want to be hitting my husband and swearing at him. When he accepts that, there's a part of us that says, why are you taking this? As much as we might cry and beg you to take us back, we don't like it. Whereas when a man sets boundaries for us, as much as it's difficult, we know it's going to bring out the best in us.
Look at y'all. So cute. You gonna tell her? We're at a good place right now. I do not want to start anything that's gonna ruin her mood. But it's okay for her to do that to you, right? No. It's not okay. Do you think that this is a healthy relationship? It is when she's not upset. Okay. You think it's normal? I don't think so. No. You know, I just thought you would have been saying something by now. Just because of the amount of times where you couldn't sleep because you were upset. All the moments where you had to go to your friends about the situations, and even the moments where you couldn't even finish your work because it was just attacking your mind. I just feel the need to get over it as a man because I don't want to display too many emotions. You're human. Your feelings aren't validated like hers. They are. You've seen this happen plenty of times where people came to you about their relationship issues, and you gave them some of the best advice, but I just wish you took some for yourself. I still love her at the end of the day. Nope. You love the version of her that's not upset. I just want to watch TV, man. You just want to watch TV, okay. Alright. You gonna enjoy it though? What I'm looking at right now isn't healthy. No matter what version of her is showing. Listen, man, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know this is a moment that you don't get too often, so I'm gonna just leave you be. I just hope that you don't blow up at the wrong time because she really has something to blame you for.
Women typically want and need the emotional security from men. They also need that bond of equals, knowing that we will share responsibilities and you're not superior to me. You're not treating me like I'm inferior to you. Women typically want men who can appreciate her delicacy and not mishandling her, to understand that she's still a woman. Seeing her, giving her that compassion, that trustworthiness. A lot of women are looking for that, just to add on.
So what do I mean by respect? I mean by respecting me at my lowest and respecting me when I have my most authority. Respecting me in the way you talk to me. Respecting me in how you present yourself to the world and how you present yourself to me. Respecting me when you go out with your girls and with your friends and I'm not in your presence. Respecting me in the way you speak of my name or how you allow other people to speak my name around you. That's what I mean by respect. Too many times we allow individuals to talk down on our partner and we don't cut it off. So what do I mean by respect? I mean by...
It's not actually putting boundaries on the woman.
The first rule of establishing that there has to be boundaries in relationships when it comes to communication and how we're going to resolve stuff. It just can't be a free-for-all. My wife, 25 years ago, because the first 5 years for us were hard. Boundary. You cannot talk to me in that tone. Boundary. I will no longer tolerate you shutting down on me for 3 days. Boundary. I will no longer tolerate you fighting me the
Appreciate
way you
anybody
fight
that
me.
made
Boundary.
it this far.
We
Appreciate
have to
it.
separate. If it means that we got to call a timeout on this relationship so that we can establish healthy boundaries, so be it. Because if there are no boundaries, there can be no accountability.
Listen to this. 5 things I think every man should tell a woman. Number 1, I understand you're upset, but the things you say affect me more than I give it life. So when things go back to normal, just know it's in the back of my mind, the things you said when we were angry. I know you're going to justify it with what I did to you and make an excuse for it, but yet it still affects me more than I tell you. And I'm not going to forget it. Number 2, holding back sex as a means of punishment is not healthy in no relationship. Just know when you do that with men, most men will ultimately step out. Because again, there's a two-way street and a man has needs. And when a man's needs are not being met, ultimately he's definitely going to step out because that's not healthy for any man. Number 3, trust is a two-way street. You may not trust me, but I may not trust you. So you think that just because that you're a woman, I suppose that automatically subscribe and trust you. Trust is mutual. We both have to trust each other. So if you don't trust me, more than likely I don't trust you. And sometimes the women that ultimately always accuse the men of cheating are usually cheating also. Number 4, men and women don't love the same. The thing a woman needs in love and a man needs in love is 2 different things. See, the problem is sometimes we compare men to women, but that's like comparing apples to oranges. They're not the same creatures. So when you understand that, you'll understand how to love me. And you got to ultimately allow a man to learn how to love you. But it's not the same thing with loving a man and loving a woman. Each other need 2 different things in order to feel loved. 5, please don't ask me to provide things that you can't provide either. You want extreme as a measure of security financially. But at the same time, you bring nothing to the table. No real man will subscribe to that unless he's looking to control you. So I'm going to tell you something now. Notice, if you expect a man to behave a certain way financially, just know he's going to expect you to behave a certain way with his control.
Because that's when you respond or react in a very immature way. It has to start from jump, bro. You cannot let me come out my mouth sideways, off the wall, not say nothing. Because as you do this, you talking about peace, and I'm hyping up off this. Like, I cuss that nigga out. That bitch that try me this week. Motherfucker, if he don't pay for this. Like, y'all don't realize, like, to the point where we on podcasts, like, because bitch, my mouth, like, we are glorifying the idea of cussing y'all the fuck out.
That's in love. I'm a tease.
I'm like, they don't understand that y'all are part of the problem, bro.
I can't do it. See, God. Come on, fellas. We gotta huddle up.
And I feel like I know
We do. Because again, this be the conversation in the barbershop.
I just was going to say that. I feel like if I was a fly on the wall.
We be members of the same club that ain't nobody talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether they single or whether, and definitely if they married. Like, married men be in the same damn club that ain't nobody signed up for and ain't nobody talking about. We be having the same damn story. You know what I'm saying? And it always takes that one guy to bring up something, and then you start seeing everybody around the barbershop looking like,
yes, because all y'all going
they chomping, they've been waiting on this. You know what I'm saying? But somebody had to break the ice.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Introduce, and then that shit, they didn't got their haircut 4 hours ago. They still
sitting there. He's like, what brother? He done paid it all.
This girl calling in, where the hell you at? I got dinner on the stove with it. I'm in here with the fellas. We have, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But that's how these conversations go. And to your point, we as men, we have to have that level of confidence in ourselves first and foremost to be able to have those clear boundaries. And if they're crossed, like you said, check it immediately.
Yeah, and I'm gonna stress, I'm not saying go up. Because you can, as a man that understands what he doesn't want to tolerate, you can articulate this in a whisper.
Right.
Hey, babe, listen.
Don't ever do
stuff
that.
you don't ever say that. Like, you need that, not just for her to understand your boundaries, but for you to have some confidence in yourself. And I feel like that's why a lot of men are getting manipulated like a mug in relationships. It's not, what I'm talking about is not about breaking up. It's not about leaving your home. It's about establishing yourself as a man. And women, we love that. Regardless of what these little girls telling y'all, grown women love when a man lay down the law in regards to how he want to be treated, how he may want things ran, how he wants stuff structured in your treatment of him. And I feel like this is so important.
You know, I call that establishing a healthy relationship rhythm. Because as men, you know, we're naturally creatures of habit. Right? And so there are three things, three core things to never, ever, ever settle for with a woman. If you do, they're going to cost you big. How do I know? I'm someone that has worked with thousands of men and helped them accelerate their lives in very short periods of time. The first thing is having a woman where when she's in your house, you get home after a long day, you step into a cold home. You have to understand that is costing you the energetic space to unwind, which is costing you the ability to connect into the higher ideas that you need to accelerate your life. And that is putting you into contraction. And the one thing you cannot afford in your life is not chronic stress. It's a state of chronic contraction. And so if she's causing that, something needs to change. The second point is unmatched trajectory. This will happen if you're the person that you're constantly doing the work to take your life to the next level. You're working on the finances, you're working on yourself, you're working on self-development, you're doing all of those different things. And then you have a woman around who's not matching your trajectory. A woman is an amplifier. As a man, your job is to have the impulse that says, this is where we're going. Masculine, projected, direct. The woman is meant to amplify that. Even if that just means creates the space that allows you to rest in your essence. And so when you're with a woman that has the unmatched trajectory, that feeling you have in your body where you feel closed and small and nothing's really working, as a bunch of tension, that is a part of your soul that is resisting the unmatched trajectory from her side. This is costing you a lot of compound exponential growth in your life that you can't see because you're with someone that is not matching your trajectory. And so you're losing the core aspect of why you wanted the feminine in the first place, amplification. And the third thing is a woman that's disconnected from the sexual side and her body. As a man, that robs you from the ability to connect deeply with the feminine, which stops you from touching God. This is not about sex. This is about alignment with your power. And so if these three things are happening in your life, you want to think about doing something called taking the chaos pill. This is when you do something that radically alters the current dynamic that you have. This is where you have a very clear conversation with her and say, hey, look, this is not working for me. It's either something changes or we might go our different paths. When you can stand fully in your truth, even if it means rejection or disconnection, that is a sign to the woman that you are standing in your spine. Oftentimes, brother, that changes the entire narrative, changes how you show up, changes how you accelerate in your own life.
This is what healthy boundaries look like. Don't swipe up. You have to go like this. Don't swipe up.
Swipe up.
don't swipe up. The first tip is give each other space and time. When he's doing something, I need to find something that keeps me occupied so I don't bother him, because he needs his space, he needs his time, and I also need my space and time. So if I'm going to school and let's say you have nothing to do and you want to bother me, I'm telling you, babe, I need 8 hours to study. You need to go find something to do for 8 hours. Yes, we can take breaks, but we have to respect each other's personal time. I mean, 8 hours is long.
Yeah, 8 hours is like
8 hours is long,
8 hours
but
and no communication. Like, what's going on, baby?
okay, so like I'm not 8 hours, but like maybe like 4 hours.
4 hours.
2 hours, maybe. Okay, like 2 hours, but then I give you a break, like 30 minutes.
Every 30 minutes, I come to Apple.
Yeah, every 30 minutes. Yeah. So that's number one. Let's get to number two.
Number two would be honestly clear communication. Like your communication has to be so clear to the point where you have to be able to express your needs, your wants, and your desires to the other individual. So it's like, for example, if let's say he or she is doing something to you that you personally don't like, you have to be very clear and vivid in terms of your communication. I do not like this. That way.
Wow. Oh man, that was a great one though. So just finish. You remember where you left off?
You have to be able to express your needs, your wants, your desires to this other person vividly. You have to be very clear in terms of your communication, because if let's say he or she does something to you and you don't like it, you have to be able to tell your partner, hey, I do not like this. One of the best ways to make your boundaries known is by having clear communication. You need to speak clearly to your partner. A lot of times, the reason why you're moody and you're feeling some type of ways because you're not clear with your communication. You're expecting your other partner to know exactly what's going on with you.
Say no without feeling guilty. You shouldn't feel guilty for saying no or something that you don't want. If you feel like you don't feel like doing something, just say you don't want it. Like every time when he tells me he wants to do something, I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. Actually, I do feel guilty, but I shouldn't feel guilty. Because it's like, just say how you feel. Yeah, because he'll be like, no, babe, what do you really want? And I'm like, I don't know really what I want. I don't want to do it. He's like, okay, so we're not doing it.
Exactly. It's
So
like,
I don't want to do
for
it.
example, like the other day, yesterday we wanted to go get something to eat, and I'm like, babe, what do you want to eat? And stuff like that. She said, I don't want this. But then the moment she said she doesn't want it, and she knows that I want it, and now she feels bad because she said, no, baby, we can go ahead and go get it. I'm like, no, you don't want it. You don't want it. You see what I'm saying? You have to be able to say no to your partner if you don't want something without feeling bad. Because if you don't want it, you don't want it. You don't want to lie to yourself and lie to your partner and act like you actually want it. Meanwhile, deep down in your heart, you actually don't want it. So no is no.
But I don't want to hurt your feelings because I want to eat the same. Like, why does he have to go eat something else and I'm not eating the same thing he's eating?
I don't get that.
But then no, same with you. When I'm eating something good, you be like, no, I'm eating the same thing with you. Like if you see me eating some nice stuff, you be like, yeah, I'm gonna eat the same thing.
Sometimes you have to agree to disagree, especially when it comes to a relationship. And that's one of the greatest ways to actually set healthy boundaries in a relationship. I have to be able to trust and respect her opinion. Even though her opinion may not necessarily align with my opinion, it doesn't matter. That does not mean I disrespect her because she has a different outlook on life. For example, if we wanted to buy a car, and let's say my favorite color is blue, you know what I'm saying? Her favorite color is green. You see what I'm saying? If she likes green, I can't make her feel bad for liking green. That's what she likes. I have to be able to respect her opinion. Whatever she believes it is, whatever she likes.
If I want green and you want blue, what are we getting?
I mean, we're going to obviously get green.
Why green?
Because you like green.
Why not blue?
Because I want to
You get purple.
Okay.
Mix it together.
Correct answer. Ding, 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 ding. All right, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next.
I'm just gonna add this one point. Ladies, I'm talking to y'all the best way that I can. When a man shows you non-committal efforts, that means that he only shows up when it's convenient for him. It's not time to get performative, and it's not time to turn your people-pleasing on. It's not time to have those conversations with yourself. If I don't do this, I'll lose this person. If I don't do this, they'll be upset. If you know that you value commitment, and this person is showing non-committal efforts, leave them alone. Don't have conversations. Don't try to draw up conclusions. Don't go into this fantasy world. Leave that person alone. That's why I'm always talking about y'all have to know y'all self-worth, and you need to build your esteem up. So that way, in the moments that these happen, you don't have to have these questions. You immediately have that boundary, as Dr. B said. You immediately set that boundary, and you say, "This person's not healthy for me. They don't align with my values and what I want for my life. I'm gonna let them be, because them leaving does not determine my worth." I'm just gonna add
this whole idea of setting boundaries. You know, it gets a little bit.
You know what? She never had a good guy. So when she meet a good guy, she tends to push him away because she gets scared. She has issues.
This is like watching TikTok
She never really met somebody that's genuine.
with the family.
Open her door, sit there and smile with her, actually want good for her. So what she do is what most people do. They get afraid.
Pull up a chair and watch
push
it.
the other person away.
That's the end. Appreciate that you. If you went this long to the whole 30, appreciate it.
Needs to understand that you're there for the long haul. And not just here and there, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Don't be too hard on her. You're that good guy. But she's not used to a good guy. So she tend to push them away. Fear. They didn't see their mother with a good guy, or their grandma with a good guy, their aunties with a good guy. Marriage is not even around the household. So understand this. She's not used to you. She's used to the other guys. That becomes more familiar to her. You understand, because you that good guy that always get pushed away. She's the one for you, but you're going to have to be patient with her. Keep being that good guy, all right?